Peace, family. Go to share to a few groups and then get this video going. Hope everyone's doing well. Today's what, Tuesday? I think so. It's the 5th. I know that. But today's video is going to speak on a few things. Currently driving for Uber, and a lot of the videos, a lot of my writers, look at my profile, and I put up there, I do, metaphysical work, hypnosis, things like that. And, they have the tendency to ask a lot of questions. So, the passenger I just dropped off really, sparked a couple things that I just, wanted to speak on. Figured it would be wise to dig deep into this concept, 5G. What would a G stand for? Why would there be 5 of them? Why are there a certain set of people that are chosen to benefit from this technology? Not everyone all over the world is getting 5G. Hello from Holland. Yes, well, hello from Atlanta, Georgia. My life is well, Mark. How is yours? Starling, New Moon, Pisces. Yo. Okay. So, have to turn off Wi-Fi because, I have Xfinity. And it has the tendency to log into all others' internets. All right, let's get going. So, before we get into 5G, I want you to kind of understand geometry, grids, ground, gravity. All these words that resonate with the G frequency, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? The 7th letter in your Babylonian alphabet. So you kind of need to take your time with this to really, truly grasp what we're creating, what we're building. So once again, when we focus on the letter G and we hear words like gravity, words like ground, words like geometry, words like grid, this is signifying the body, ground, one's lower half, one's foundation, one's frame. When we speak on gravity, we're speaking on a force that is containing self, that is holding self down, that is kind of pushing on self. Something that is essentially pushing on a grid, pushing, forming, forging, transforming the geometry of you. For example, during the day, you fight gravity. You keep yourself up. At nighttime, you allow gravity to subdue you. It's a very deep thing. Some other words that we used was granted and ground, of course. Okay, so granite, okay, which would be an element that is used in sorcery. Granite is something that they use in connection with lead. And some of your pencils were or are still made of granite. So then this would signify one's documents, one's documentation. But then again, that kind of has to do with who owns you, you know, and the Kabbalic system that has created a trust on your behalf, you know, kind of 3 trusts specifically. And these 3 trusts, you know, kind of hold captive to the land, hold captive to the body, and hold captive to the soul. You know, I need you to kind of understand an old tradition. Do you understand what the word trust and trustee comes from? This is a Roman construct. Roman. Hey, Roman. Doesn't Nikki be talking about Roman? And then was it Roman Polanski, the motherfucker who created Rosemary's Baby? You know, some deep shit. You know, Roman. You know, the rowing man. As we go across Ra's boat, you know. But then that kind of goes into, you know, Israel. And let me not get there. Let's just slow down, Q. Slow down, bro. Hold on. Chill. We ain't there yet. You know. And you kind of have to understand a rowboat is associated with wind. So you kind of have to be the master of air to be able to forge one's boat forward. But anyway, let's go back to trust and trustee. So 1304, you know, the Roman Empire started their great crusades. So basically they were like, you know, we're going to go kill motherfuckers in the name of Christ. You know, crusade. And it's so funny because it's like they're killing people to a being they call Christ, when the Christ is really just a multi-dimensional. But I don't even think you guys understand multi-dimensions also resonate with multi-personalities. So the Christ isn't nothing more than a multi-personality individual. Now, the Christ was a follower of Kemet or Kemetic science. Need you to understand that Kemetic science was orchestrated, produced, and forged for melanated people. The conversations, the tones, the practices, the frequencies, the rituals that are in ancient Kemet, Met, okay, Meta, meaning going beyond. The key that goes beyond just the metals or the copper within self, which is really melanin, you know. So they Kemet, but they also tell you Kemet means all black, you know. So it's kind of showing you the black practices or the black arts. And it's weird because it's like these black arts are stolen to the Cabal or to the Jewish people. But then they stole all this documentation and was like, fuck, it's not working. They're reading all this information. They're summoning the forces of the winds, the north, south, east, west. They're calling on all these people. And they're like, yo, it's not working. Fuck, of course it's not working. It wasn't created for you. This wasn't your science. It's like I'm a blood. So I'm just give you a breakdown. Like, say I'm a blood, okay? And then, like, you kill all the original bloods, and now it's like suburban America is like, I'm blood. You're like, how? How? Just because you wear these baggy clothes and put a bandana on and rap in your mirror for 10 minutes, you're saying you blood? Like, this is a lifestyle. Like, this isn't just something you can claim. And this is what I'm getting there, because I'm trying to show you that they put a claim on you, a claim on your soul, saying that you no longer get to illuminate. You no longer get to shine, little bitch. I will be the defining factor of your shine, your rise and your fall, your rise and your set. And this is a real thing. So 1304, let me just, not hurt people's feelings. 1304, during the Crusades, you had all these, rich white people, going out. And it wasn't just, Rome wasn't just full of white people, Rome was kind of like converted into what you would call Anglo-Saxon, you know, but the original Greeks or Moors, you know, were melanated, you know, black Greek mythology, you know, and I'm not just signifying a person's color, it's a lifestyle. Remember, I'm not talking about just some skin, I'm talking about a lifestyle, because you got, you know, Americans now that say I'm fucking melanated and I'm God, but their ass can't survive an hour in the sun no different than the white people here. So what the fuck do you mean? you complaining about the sun just as much as they are, you know? But anyway, that's a whole nother concept that hurts people's feelings. I don't like hurting people's feelings. You know, I actually want y'all to get this knowledge, get this wisdom, you know? So, you know, 1304, after they, you know, invaded, northern Egypt, you know, because Egypt was also divided as well, you know, no different than how the Americas are divided, and no different than Korea is divided, you know, divided itself in two polarities, a rise and a set, you know. North Korea represents the rise. The sun rises in the north, rises in the east, you know, and the sun sets in the south, you know. So, kind of get masculine, feminine, you know. Southern deities or southern beings kind of worship, you know, honor a female. Northern deities or northern deities kind of like, you know, honor or worship, you know, a masculine deity. And it's usually broken up as, you know, El, you know, and Ra, you know, or, you know, man, y'all know who El really is, you know? Like who the first L of this planet is, because you know these are titles, people. You know, in order for you to have the title of L, you know, you kind of have to earn that. You know, all things on earthly planes are earned. You know, so the title L, or Satan, or Satan, you know, or Saturn, or Saturn, or wait, Satin, there we go, Satin, or like satin, take the S away from satin, you get Latin. Anyway, so this deity, I'm gonna just help y'all understand who Saturn, who you know, El really is. So El is often referred to as Baal, or Ba'el. Ba is signifying of the body, you know. You get Ka, you got Ba, you got El, you know. Ka represents soul. It's really the spirit. So, you know, the Ka really is like the spirit that came from that soul, you know. But, you know, there's a lot of different renditions of what a Ka is. But all you men out there, you spread your Ka out every day. You know, whether it's ejaculation through masturbation or you doing it with a woman, you know, you always spreading your Ka, you know, Ka everywhere, you know. Can I Ka you? Signifying connecting. Anyway, so, you know, you get the Ka, you get the Ba. So you get the Ba, which is the body, because, you know, they put the Ka, or the spirit, inside of a Ba, inside of a lamb, a sheep, a ram, a lamb, sacrifice that motherfucker, you know. And then that first sacrifice kind of created the first foundation, or the first G, or the first grid, you know. And then you're just kind of building grids on top of the Ba, you know. And we're kind of in like the fifth Ba, or the fifth grid, or the fifth body. But, you know, Ba would be body. So who was the first body of El? Well, you know, think about what El does to you. You know, El is a system of, like, you know, war, you know, oppression, jail, prison. Want me to tell you, really? All right, El really is like the judge, you know. So think about what kind of comes with that energy. You know, all that gets you into that courtroom. You don't just pop up in a courtroom. There's levels to this shit. You gotta get there. You know, so that's what Saturn represents, you know, controlling the body and make you serve it, make you become submissive and subservient to the Lees or the L's, same thing. So the first body, you know, of L, because L is, you know, a consciousness, and, you know, all consciousness needs to be placed somewhere. So, you know, the consciousness of, you know, control, you know, you kind of get Cain and Abel. And there's a rift between those two brothers. You know, and Cain kind of murdered Abel. So, you know, Abel was kind of like the first murdered being. Like the first sacrifice. You know, so kind of like the first murdered individual. And that would kind of piss you off. You know, imagine like, you know, you done fought your whole way to get you an egg cell or a body or earth or whatever you want to call it, you know, get you a whole, you know, system of transportation, you know, and then your ass get killed right away. Boom, take you out this matrix. You're going to kind of be pissed off. And you're going to kind of be a little aggravated with that which comes out of Cain or the descendants of Cain. So you kind of got beef. You know, those that are, you know, the descendants of Cain. And then those that bear the mark of Cain. So, it's a deep thing. So, you know, let's just, you know, I did a whole etymology thing. I want you to grasp. So you get Baal. Well, his name was Abel. A-B-E-L. So if you switch the A-B to B-A, then you get Baal. So could Abel be the first body of Baal? I don't know. You put things together, you know, and then you get a mark of Cain. But I try to tell y'all, Saturn is the sun, you know, and then I guess Cain will kind of be like your moon. And, you know, the moon has been marked, you know, came from a man, you know, that's a whole nother concept, you know. What if everything started with the moon, then everything came out of the moon? I'm gonna go back on track here. Let me see, you know. So 5G, with them being with them building the body of El, you know, the grid, the geometry, the expressions of El. So in 1G, which you didn't really have, you know, because cell phones didn't have 1G, but you know, 1G would essentially be like radio. So the first grid that they created was radio waves. And then the second system would have been your television. Your TV waves. That's the second grade. Your third grade, which is where they let you pick up on, you know, because you got to understand, you got to have a box to receive these grids, you know. So your first box was the radio box. Second box was the TV box. Isn't the TV two-dimensional? Yo, this shit is deep, bro. Yo, isn't the TV two-dimensional? Isn't the radio one-dimensional? You're hearing a fucking voice. One direction, two directions, you know? You're getting limped and whiffed now with that motherfucking TV, 2D. All right, so, you know, your third dimension would be the physical product called your cell phone, you know? And it's a 3D product that's really just using the two dimensions. Television, hello, and radio, hello, you know? All right, so your 4D system would be Wi-Fi, okay? Wi-Fi, all right? So your Wi-Fi is your 4th G, or your 4th grid. And, you know, in the 4th grid, or in the 4G, they started trapping, I mean, all right, I don't think y'all really processing, so let me backtrack. Why are we building a grid? Well, you know, you got to go somewhere when you die. So why are you building you a grid? Once again, you got to go somewhere when you die. So, you know, this is all obsessed with them bringing the dead back. So, you know, they bring the dead back through radio waves. And then they even did a radio wave ritual. You know, it was in the late 1800s, War of the Worlds. Invasion, the whole radio thing. And I was like, oh shit, they're really showing y'all the dead coming back. What the fuck? What is coming out the skies? What comes from above? We come from above. It's called the fucking brain. And then we go down the spine. Yakub's ladder, halls of Amenti, all these motherfucking words we want to use. You go down that shit and then you get shot out. So it's like, we come from above. So, you know, what's coming from above? Aliens and extraterrestrials and the War of the Worlds radio interview. Alright, and then here's the second big showing you the dead is coming back. Motherfucking Roswell. You know, but you know what? Before Roswell, because they didn't really videotape Roswell. They did videotape the Phoenix Lights, but fuck them Phoenix Lights. This is the second ritual they did on the television when all the motherfucking spaceships went over the White House. I think in the 50s, 1956 or some shit like that. You know, so that was them, the 2D design right there on the television, showing you the dead coming back into your grid. You know, coming back into your matrix, into your grid system. You know, and then you got to keep going, you know. 3, you know, then they put the dead in your cell phones, you know. So, you know, when the dead got in your cell phones, and, you know, y'all sleep next to these cell phones, you know. The TV kind of goes off. How many of y'all turn your cell phones off? Y'all don't, you know. The TV kind of goes off, the radio kind of goes off, you know. The cell phone's kind of with you, you know, all the motherfucking time. So it's like these dead can influence you all motherfucking time. There's no gaps. There's no lapse. They're here. They're with you in, you know, a 3-dimensional system. All right. So then the dead were like, well, you know, I don't really want to be stuck in a radio and have to be, you know, sent out receiver by receiver. I don't really want to be stuck behind glass like Alice. So I don't really want to be in no TV. I don't really want to be stuck behind glass or be sent out like a cell phone. So I need a bigger system. I need a stronger system. So, you know, the dead work with the government, told the government, you know, we got to create Wi-Fi. So then Wi-Fi is created. So now they're kind of like, you know, limitless, you know, in this Wi-Fi grid. But you want to know the problem? It's not fast enough. These beings, their light or their vibration is faster than ours. You know, and it's based on awareness. They have a heightened level of awareness than we do. You know, we come from a generation where everyone tells you what the fuck is going on. They don't really come from a generation where everyone tells them what the fuck is going on. They kind of have to discover it themselves. So now they're kind of capped. They're kind of stuck in 4G. You know, so they needed you to make their 4G light. You know, they needed you to allow you to travel because 4G wasn't fast enough. So they needed to travel on light. So this is when your 4G got switched over to light. They called it 4G light, but then it just got switched straight up to light. You know, so now we're in fourth grid light. All right. So fourth grid light is kind of like the dead resurrected completely because now they have somewhere to go. See, you also have to remember this: when the dead are resurrected, they gotta go somewhere. Okay, so you resurrect the dead. Okay, well, where are they? They're in your radio receiver. That's where they're at. You know, when you resurrect the dead, they're in your television. That's where they're at. When you resurrect the dead, they're in your cell phones. That's where they're at. You know, the dead don't like being confined. Neither do you. You're dead. You know. Anyway, so it had to create a system that was a little stronger, which was your Wi-Fi. So now they're in the Wi-Fi, but this is the air. You know, and this is why they praise the Prince of Bel Air, you know, or Baal's heir. You know, Saturn is the, you know, remember I told you in order for you to control one's boat, you kind of have to be a master of the air or wind. You know, so, you know, they praise that deity for giving them, you know, resurrection. Makes sense, you know, but 5G, you know, this is interesting. Shit, you know. The 5G kind of resonates like this. I often use the Pinocchio concept. You know, 4G would basically be Pinocchio with his strings cut off. But you got to understand, he's still wood. You know, he's still a system of nature. You know, and not really a system of metal yet. This is a deep thing, you know. I don't really think you guys really grasp, you know, that you will have copper and gold dwelling, iron, copper, and gold dwelling within self. This is the body. This is the blood, you know. So the blood is really meta or metal, and it's heavy. This is why you have heavy metal within self, because blood also connects with emotions, you know. So, You know, Pinocchio didn't really have the blood yet, so therefore he was still the sacrificial lamb, you know, never really being able to experience the true glory of living, you know, because once again, to live, you need a body, and also to live, you need blood. This is why Daku, or Dracula, has to have blood. But blood, you know, is life, is color. This is why when you have the color white, if you want to call that a color white signifies void, without life. The sperm, void, without life, aka a living body. It is a spermicide. It's just a sperm floating around, wiggling around, waiting to get a body, waiting to become the living. Because the sperm is dead. It's in you. Therefore, it is not alive. It is you. Alright. Because you'll be like, how is something dead in me? The dead go back in you. I tried to explain over and over again, where does the dead go when they no longer have a body? Back in a body. And then the body is what houses dimensions. The body is what also houses something you call a soul. So then you have something attached to you called a solar body. Man, yo. You know what? I'm gonna talk about the Poltergeist movie in a second because it's kind of deep. Because, you know, if you pay attention to the exorcism movies, you know, all these white folks have a little melanin in them. You know, it is when they become possessed by dead beings that they become white or pale. You know, and you know, like the Exorcist movie, you know, she looked like she was full of life, you know, with color, red cheeks and shit. And then you got possessed and then she turned pale. Because she was in the void. She was without life. Because there was a deity that was taking the life from her. It's called Dracula. Sucks the blood or life out of you. So, you know, all you, you know, lovely white people out there that do rituals and things like that, I need you to really understand you're really channeling ancestors. These ancestors were melanated, and when you place a melanated being inside of a unmelanated being, the product of that, or the outcome of that, is called possession. This melanated being that dwells within you is a sorcerer, is a magician, is highly aware, and does not like the shell that it is in. So therefore it is constantly trying to A, get out of you. So that's another concept, you know. And then B, it's going to constantly cause dis-ease or discomfort within you because it does not choose to stay, or it does not choose to help the vessel that it is in. So, you know, a lot of you people that are like emerging new feelings, new emotions, you know. But this also has to do with, you know, white people sleeping with black people. It's a deep thing, you know. You have to understand that melanin is traveled through the blood, or through the liquid, I'm sorry, okay? So melanin is traveled through the liquid. So when a woman, you know, becomes wet, and an individual sticks his phallus inside of a woman when she is wet, and that head opens, he then can absorb, you know, the melanin that is retained within that, you know, particular organ, and vice versa. You know, when you have a melanated man shooting sperm inside of you, this is kind of giving you melanin, and this is allowing certain spirits that dwell within you to kind of calm the fuck down. Yo, it's deep, man. So much information, so much info, bro. Q, dude, we need to have a sit down. No, the fuck we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. So, so what the 5G system is going to do, it's going to do what all the other systems are doing. It's either going to push you, or it's going to pull you. And it's either going to pull you closer into this rabbit hole, or darkness. But I need you to understand that darkness allows one to develop a self-spark or illumination. So one's darkness allows one to illuminate. One's darkness allows one to become conscious of self, when self no longer just perceives the body. Because in darkness, you're not able to perceive self. And that's why it's so scary, because you're so in love with self that you would never want to go outside of self. You know, so you know, sitting in one's void. And you know, I speak on this energy called the nobody. You know, and the nobody is a very deep thing, because the nobody then can encompass multi-bodies. The nobody can then be who you can call your Obatala, your Osiris, your Enki, your Lucifer, your Baphomet, your Enki, your Madonna. You know, the nobody can become all of these bodies. You know, but that's, you know, that's the secret of all of this. You know, that it's all one. It's all one. At the end of the day, you can go left or right on a road, but it's still a road. Okay, so the chosen people would be those that can handle the boil. Okay? So I want you to understand what this would represent. This would represent an increase in degrees. Okay? An increase in degrees would also signify like an ascension or the rising. But I want you to go even deeper. In a thermostat, they have a product called mercury. And they use mercury to define the temperature in a thermostat. So if you're able to resonate with one's mercury, remember Mercury is retrograde right now. So if you're able to resonate with one's mercury, Mercury is also associated with something you call memories. Mercury is also associated with a planet, a being you call Akasha. Let's go. I'm here. You know, people want to be in my video. Let's get it. What happened? Where'd you go? You were supposed to be in the video. See, I be wanting to talk to people. No one wants to jump in my videos. Send a request again. Any of you come in the video. Let's do it. Let's talk. The thing is, like, I think people think I'm like, you know, I ain't no motherfucking dictator. And I'm not one to be like, I know everything. You got to understand, see, like, low-key, I don't want to start going on these platforms, start challenging motherfuckers, but it's like, it's been strong in my heart. It's not really challenge people. It's like people come on platforms and say they God. You know? And I'm just like, okay, so before we go to God, and you're saying you're God, okay? First, before we go to the next step, I want you to define what God is. So, you know, they usually sit down and break down, you know, a whole, you know, shit. God is a creator. Okay, so then you say you're God. Yes. Okay, then what the fuck are you creating? Someone would say, you know, I could say, okay, I created a business where I do regression. Regression has been around for about 1,000 years. So what the fuck are you creating? God is energy. Okay, so then when you say you are energy, then what kind of energy are you? Are you a good energy? Are you a rising energy? Are you a depressing energy? Are you a sad energy? Are you a loving energy? See, that's too generic. You know, energy is really the inner chi. Chi represents sound or vibration or ki. Quentin, ki, Q-U-E, ki. Ki in 10. The key that is in 10. It's a whole nother concept, though. I start breaking down names, fuck people up, you know. But, you know, so if you're saying God is your inner chi, or the inner sounds of you, or the inner expressions of you, then how are you using your God? How are you using the internal expressions of you? Do you wake up every morning and say, I am blessed, I am healed, I am trusted, I am wealthy? What are you doing? How are you using the inner chi or sounds of you? Besides coming on a platform and saying, I'm fucking, dude, no offense, I gotta say it, I'm Ross the God. Like, dude, I tuned in for 2 seconds for some dude that calls himself on Ross the God, or or Ross the God? And I was just like, who the fuck is Ross? And his response was, oh, well, you haven't been following, then you don't know nothing. I'm like, bitch, what do you mean I don't know nothing? I know a whole lot of shit. Fuck do you mean? I'm asking you a simple ass motherfucking question. What the fuck is on Ross the God? See, we talk about this shit and have no clue what it is. They don't get it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I'm a fucking kindergartner. I'm fucking retarded. I'm stupid. Help me understand what the fuck you're talking about. Like, we need that. That is, I think, like, important in life. Like, we really need to, like, give away the fuckery. Because if someone's saying I'm God, do you know how egotistical that is? First off, God is all. So how the fuck are you all, but yet here? How are you the all, but you're here? You're in the creation of God, but you're God. You created this world. You created this oceans. You created that sea. You created the body that you in right now. And if you did, then why aren't we recreating it? Why? If you created the oceans, then why do they have salt in them right now? Because they're not supposed to. If you created these systems that you honor and praise, then why does it seem like there's other deities attached to them? It's a deep thing, There's no foundation in understanding because it's under. Facts. There is no foundation in understanding because it is a subconscious thing. Oh, wow. Y'all said a lot. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. In God we trust. Yeah. So if I start getting into the dollar bill and what the fuck that shit really is, it's a whole nother video. Thank you for sharing this with us. Y'all don't gotta thank me. You know what I'm saying? I am you. So how can I not share something we're both experiencing? How can I not share something we're both feeling? I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't give a fuck about how you perceive self. I see you as me. I don't give a fuck how you perceive you. I see you as me. So I have to help us out. But us is an acronym for United States. So can we really figure out us? Can we really unite the states of us? But that has to do with pieces. Knowing that you broke yourself up in pieces and now you're really just putting yourself back together again. And you should laugh at that. This shit should be comical. Why wouldn't you laugh at you shattering self and then figuring out how difficult but yet rewarding it is to put self back together again? Powerful message. Appreciate it. Wow. Sometimes I'm in my feelings. Aren't we all? The Most High, Da, Ma, Capricorn here. Li is masculine prefix in French. Yeah, that makes sense. Because sleep is the cousin of death. Oh, that's what you said, is the cousin of death. Yeah, so sleep is death. I try to explain to people, the same way you fall asleep and you don't know you did it is the same way you die. And we sit here and we fear something that we literally go through and prepare ourselves for many, many years. Death, you have to understand that anything that is traumatic within self was always prepared for. You would never do something you couldn't handle. Like, that's the most simplistic way of grasping what it is we're going through. You would never project something out that you couldn't handle. So now it's not a matter of what the fuck is this? It's a matter of how can I handle this? Not what the fuck is this? Fuck what the fuck is this? It's here. It's here. Fuck what the fuck it is. How can we handle it? And how can I handle it without allowing self to be less? How can I walk away from this experience with more? But once again, more is a title. It's a lifestyle. How do I become more? Once again, rowing one's boat. But, you know, I start breaking down the Moors and their connections to Mars. Niggas is like, what the fuck you talking about? But Mars is a desert, therefore it had to be a fucking water planet. And then I start breaking down the Levites, tell them that that has nothing to do more than the motherfucking genes. See, you have to understand, the 12 tribes of Judah, or Israel, or whatever the fucking word is, because, you know, I'm not no Bible thumper, and I'm not no scholar or doctrine. I just tell y'all feelings and shit I kind of like know, and I don't even know how I know all this shit, but I be knowing it. But I be trying to tell y'all, like, look, like the 12 tribes, they are the zodiac sign. Okay, first off, are the fucking zodiac sign. Second off, they're broken down as mutable, fixed, and cardinal. So that's also connected to the tribes of Israel. But you now need to understand, okay, mutable, okay, meaning mutating, okay? What would be associated with that? Well, if we break down the Levites, Levi, like the motherfucking genes, Levi represents genes, so we're the Levites geneticists. You know, dealing with mutation. I just want y'all to grasp that. Like, let that sit for a second. And then what is mutating us? The chemtrails, the ionic sphere, you know, all this shit. So now think about what is mutating us. Them tight ass genes. It's doing something. It's not for no reason. They make these genes tight as fuck for a reason. Fuck do you mean? Besides it causing testosterone, restriction of testosterone. Y'all don't even understand. You put these I got tight ass jeans on right now. Don't get it twisted. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you put tight ass jeans on, it restricts the testosterone in the level of men. Dude, you know, got some hugging your balls every goddamn day. What do you think it's going to do? So, you know, the Levi's would be the geneticists. Have to do with mutation. So, you know, you got like fucking food that's been mutated. That's the Levites. You got genetically modified. You know, all that genetically modified shit. That's the Levites. And you know who is part of the Levites or the Levi's or the Levitians? Fucking Hollywood. Because they're also part of controlling your genes or mutating your genes. Now, we go on a deeper level. I'm sitting home flicking through the motherfucking options on TV, and I'm like, Good Burger. I'm like, yo, I remember that movie, Good Burger. Like all that, Kenan and Kel, Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? All right, there was a movie. So I was like, yo, are you serious? Do you know what the movie Good Burger was about? Kenan and Kel worked at a family establishment making the best motherfucking burgers in town. And then what happens? Some conglomerate across the street, some mega complex like a Walmart comes over and shits on them. Now, fuck that. That's just 1 degree of that movie. Showing you Big Brother coming in and shitting on the mom and pop store. Dude, they were genetically modifying the food. That was what the movie was about. That they were altering the burgers. That was like 95. They was telling you about genetic modification then. Right in Good Burger. Remember, you know, yellow and orange was the predominant colors in that movie as well. Mutating or transforming, you know, one's sacral chakra and one's solar plex. You know, so that would be, you know, your Levi's. You also have a word called levitation, you know, and levitation used to be something that we were able to do when we had more than a double helix, 2 strands of DNA. When we were occupying higher realms of DNA, we had flight. Literally, flight. You know, so it had to do with the Levi's turning off our levitation, because flight has to do with ascension. So you then go on a deeper level, you know, you get your Hebrews, you know, which would be your herbalists, you know, signifying Hebrew or brewing, you know, one's herbs, one's roots. So all the root work that's done on y'all, you know, if you want to really know the secret of what the fuck is enslaving you on a ground level, is the Hebrews, you know. It's a deep thing, you know. But that has to do with root work, you know. And if I'm lying, then don't have the word Hebrew, you know. Don't use a word that we associate with brewing, with literally taking some tea and brewing it into a singular project, taking 10 herbs, taking some water, and brewing it into one singular product, you know. That's some deep thing, but that has to do with alchemy, you know. And alchemy, once again, is a Hebrew thing as well. So, you know, you get the Jews, you know, and the Jews signify crystals, gems. So you want to know what's really been, you know, dealing with the body, because that's really the crystal, you know, the body. And what's been tampering and making your crystal dark, you know, would be the Jews. Just keep going through some of these. Trying to create the Trinity, eyes, the movie Frequency. Yeah, we're talking to the dead. That was deep. Movie Frequency. The Real-Time Machine. Poltergeist. Hey, bro, what's up? Even in the movie Poltergeist, they showed it controlling the TV and a puppet. Yeah, it came through the TV. You know, but that's what I was trying to show you. You know, that's second dimension. The poltergeist was defining how a melanated being went inside of a white woman, you know, and then the issues that it caused. Now, you have to understand, this is all symbolic. So she comes from a white family, okay? So when this melanated being went inside of her, it made her disappear. But yet she was still in the plane. Mom! You hear her voice in the realm, but you couldn't see her. Okay? So this is symbolic for showing what happens when a melanated person and a non-melanated person comes together. They are changed. Therefore, the prior system, all white people, now she can't see them because she's on a different realm. She's on a different tone. She's on a different frequency. Do you think controlling the mind frame of society via radio, music has contributed to our death? Okay, once again, your mind frame is a box, and they fill it with things. The first thing they filled it up with was microwaves. But that has to do with the radiation that happened on this planet thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So, off rip, as soon as you take your first breath, you're breathing in radioactive material. You call that microwaves. So off rip, you're breathing in a level of plasma that you guys can't even grasp. But that had to do with, you know, Maldek, the asteroid belt. Y'all should fuck with me. Book some fucking one-on-ones. I can really tell y'all some things. But, you know, for now, I'm just going to be generic, you know. So, your first system, you know, of in the womb, you know, because in the womb, this is really when you're getting hit with, you know, all those things. You know, your first taste is microwaves. Your second taste is radio waves. Your third taste is television waves. You know, to T, when it's really Ta. So, you know, and Ta represents goddess, Ta'a or Tia, you know, so the Ta, Li or L or Li, you know, vision. You know, the goddess, you know, the goddess and God. It's you know, television is no different than like the word Israel. You know, you know, Isis, Isis is, that is, the is, you know, Isis, feminine, the Ra, the masculine, you know, and L represents light, people. This is, I told you, Saturn is the sun. Y'all not grasping them, you know, so it's light, you know, so it's like goddess, light is your vision. So they're showing you the vision of the goddess through Saturn, you know. But to answer your question, do you think controlling the mind frame of society via radio music has contributed to our death? It has placed death in you. So you become that which influences you. When death is constantly influencing you, you have no choice but to become dead. Exorcism is the dead in the flesh. The flesh is living. Yes, so exorcism has to do with possession, and all of you are possessed. Therefore, you have the dead living in the flesh. So this is why you get the word the living dead. That's why your metal is heavy. Because it's weighed down by emotions that come from other beings. 528 hertz frequency appears to influence. So 7 plus 8 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Once again, that has to do with the archons. And a majority of everything that you praise, honor, and worship is to the archons. Saturn isn't a singular thing. There are multiple devils of Saturn. You don't just praise Abel. You also praise Azazel. You know, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm sitting. Are you? I'm most definitely sitting. 432 hertz sound frequency, magic number everybody's talking about. Yes, because that is the number of completion. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. So when you start adding frequencies that go beyond Orion, you then start tapping into your Syrian DNA. And your Syrian DNA is very serious. You know? And I don't mean like serious as far as like to beat your ass. It's like it has a job to do. It has a motive, it has an agenda, it has a purpose. It's not really fucking around with the lower frequencies or realms. Ra in the atomic number 88. Healing power, the records, I am here, Akasha, God energy to me, not your average hologram. The grand architect, God is consciousness. God is the all. So then God has to be the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious. See, this is when we get fucked up, you know? We're capping even our perception of God. Nothing new under a sun. Lo, I've literally been breaking down programs this week of what is my perception of God and everything else. I have to strip away everything that doesn't resonate. Good. Go off, King. Key, yes. Key, chi. To change people's thoughts to positivity. Well, you know, this then breaks down why I said the chosen people. I feel like I want to get a coffee. Yep, I think I'm about to do it, guys. I'm literally looking at Dunkin' Donuts right now. A coffee would keep me on here, and I think, you know, that's beneficial to the 50 people watching right now. So, yeah, so the chosen people would have to do with a key, okay? And I'm not talking about like a keyhole. I'm talking about a key as far as a sound, a pitch, okay? And in order for one sound or one pitch to be whole, it has to be complete, meaning it can't have separation or segregation, meaning my key can't be I'm black and you're white. My key can't be I'm good and you're bad. That is not the all. That is not encompassing all. That is still you segregating and restricting self. Yes, you can. Can I have a medium French vanilla hot coffee with 4 creams and 2 sugars? 2 sugars, 2. That's it. All right. Yeah, so it will require, once again, like I said, a key. Okay, so in order for you to pick up, all right, on a frequency, and I want you to understand that the dead are dialed in, okay? And we're dialed into the dead, all right? Hold on. And in order for us to dial, okay, so for example, you have beings that are 100,000 years old. Your stories like Osiris or Enki or these people that y'all worship or acknowledge, they're old as fuck. Like 100,000 years old, all right? So do you think Enki understands I'm white and you're black? That didn't even exist 100,000 years ago. So how is this energy going to assist you or help you if it don't even understand you? If it don't even grasp the shit y'all be talking about? And this is, you know, let me leave Dunkin' Donuts. I don't want to scare the dude right here.
All right, sir.
Appreciate it.
Unsweet French vanilla.
All right, cool. Thank you. Gave me that extra French vanilla because he knows I'm extra as fuck. Okay, so this is the whole concept of Hollywood right now, showing a lot of black and white couples, integrating black and white couples. Okay, you see it everywhere on every fucking movie. Get Out was like that. I mean, just Lord, it's like tons of stuff showing you this connection. And it isn't just that. You have other things too. But I want you to understand that if we don't start uniting as one, we are all on Earth. We're all on Earth. Yeah, you're a female. Yeah, you're male. Yeah, you're black. Yeah, you're white. Yeah, you're tall. Yeah, you're short. But we're still on Earth. It's like, if we don't resonate with that, you're going to get stuck. And this is the reality of what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to tap into the true 5G. You're going to be a robotor. You're going to be a robot. Because this is how robots think. You know, they think based on commands. No one told you to be you weren't born racist. Someone told you to be that way. You weren't born thinking I'm better because I'm a man. Or I'm better because I'm a female. You weren't born that way. Something created that idea. Okay? So it's important for you to really grasp the singularity. We are all here. Do you hear me? We are all here. So what does that mean? We are all here. Signifying sound. We are all here. We are all sound. Many things. Good. Examples. Yup. There's no foundation in understanding. Yeah, we broke that one down. Thought created desire for God out of fear. Alright, I'm going to help y'all understand the whole concept of thoughts. In the beginning, there was silence. And like I've explained in a couple of videos, I want you to go home. 2 o'clock in the morning. Turn everything off. Your TV, your lights, everything. Sit in complete darkness. Don't think. I don't want you to think. Just be. Watch what happens. So, we already do this. And a majority of what ends up happening is we end up accessing our memories. We end up thinking about our past. Okay? And this is what I try to explain to you. You don't even understand the day and the night. What's really happening? How you're either going in your past or you're going in your future. But stay with me. So during the day, what are your thoughts? Your future. What am I going to go eat? What am I going to do when I get off of work? Oh, my bed when I finally get rid of the rat race. Future. What do you think about at night? Your past. The fucked up things you did. Maybe the fucking mistakes you had. I mean, Lord, you know. The mind is interesting tonight. So this is what happened to Source. Source was in darkness. And in that darkness, memories started to form. And these memories were like memories of like, fucking say we remember speeding on a fucking highway. But I'm like God right now, stuck. Not really like stuck, but like void, like in darkness. I don't have no car. I don't have no highway. I don't have no gas. I don't have no clothes. Like, I have the memory, but I don't have any of that here. So then you start questioning yourself. You're like, well, damn, if I'm God, then why don't I have a highway? Why don't I have a car? Like, you start thinking on the memories. Hold on, wait. So if I'm God and I remember having sex, I don't have nobody here to have sex with. I don't have no partner. So you start thinking these things. So then what happens? Source says, I don't have a partner. Oh man, Source says, I don't have a partner. Signifying abandonment, lost, alone. Sound is the creator. So Source started speaking out on the lost memories. I don't have a car. So now in 2019, you're still projecting that concept. I don't have a car. I don't have enough. Man, this wisdom goes hard, man. Try to tell y'all. So, just keep going. So just like any thoughts then become sounds, but them sounds don't mean shit if you don't speak them out. Same for like, you know, if you're thinking of something. Like, for example, you know, you looking in front of someone and you're like, you know, damn, you know, I could be like the perfect fucking man for you. Ooh, I could fucking love you, fucking bring you roses, open the door for you. You think about all this shit, but you ain't saying nothing. You ain't even saying hi. You won't even go up to her and be like, hi, my name is Quentin. They're just thoughts. So fuck your thoughts. Fuck your thought. It don't mean nothing till you say something. Now, the thought is, damn, she bad, now. How you doing? Okay? How you doing? And then action. Okay? Now, this is a deep thing about sound. Sound has to be received. So if you say how you're doing and she ignores you, guess what? Your sound wasn't received. Therefore, it stops as just a sound, just some speech. It doesn't go beyond a speech, doesn't go beyond a sound. But if the sound is received, then she's like, oh, hey. And then what's the action? You start walking over to her. Maybe get her number. All right? I'm just trying to help y'all understand this shit, So this is the same situation. Source was in darkness. Source then thought of memories. These memories then created thoughts. These thoughts then created sounds. Started speaking out these sounds, and then those sounds got that source in motion, doing actions. Thought created desire for God out of fear. I am an extension in my thought. Everyone is an extension of their thought, but how? Like, come on. Listen, people, I need y'all to be as practical as possible. When you say, I am an extension of my thought, then what is that? What is an extension of your thought? I just gave you an example. Speech. Speech is an extension of your thought. Emotions is an extension of your thought. Me waving my hands around like this is an extension of my thought. Me walking is an extension of my thought. Me fucking is an extension of my thought. These are extensions of thought. And thought is an extension of memory. And memory is connected to the subconscious. An extension of energy frequency from God. What's up? What's up, Tim? Kevin, overstand. Now we're getting into something, because then when you overstand something, it creates a curve. It creates a spiral. Because when you overstand something, you're kind of over it. Therefore, creating a spiral of self. Can you expand on the oceans not supposed to have salt? No. Like, not on this video. I have to do another video about that. That's complicated. That has to do with wars. That has to do with tears. Like, you guys don't even really understand that everything is a fucking body. The pyramids were part of brain parts of beings. Mountains are really parts of beings. That the soil is made up of blood of gods. That we are living on the backs of sacrificing or sacrificial beings. It's complicated. If I was to sacrifice you, wouldn't your family cry? If I was to kill your ass right now, wouldn't your family mourn? Dude, y'all not grasping what I'm saying. Maybe, but this is why you have mornings, and this is why the ocean is salty. Money is an illusion. First, it was gold. I need you to understand that money is an illusion no different than you thinking you can own something. Nothing can be owned. It's fucking particles. They move where the fuck they want to go. They go where they go. You can contain them, but you can't own them. And ownership is an egotistical thing as well. But you don't really own anything. You're paying to use it. So money is no different than just a system of use. An illusion is just a system of use. The more you use the illusion, the more it becomes a reality. I like the kisses. I do. I like that shit. I'm a flirt on the low. Speak, King, speak. Thank me for sharing me. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for sharing you. No homo. A note is not considered money. Yes, it is. A note is called a contract. And contracts contain money, people. So let's just stay focused here. Notes is associated with contracts. Contracts are associated with money. Currency, current like the wave. Yup. Can humans live without desire created by thought? So desire is associated with the things that we've never obtained. Desire is associated with us never feeling completed or whole or one. Desires come from us not getting the wants that we want in life. Therefore, you go beyond wanting it because you can't get it, so then you desire it. Can you explain the God or goddess energies? God is a heaven thing, goddess is a hell thing. The God that is, it's not God is, E-S-S, it's the God is. So you have God, and then you got the God is. So God is kind of like a stationary thing. It's the creator, you know, but the is kind of like creation. So when you use the word God is, you're kind of signifying that God is in its creation compared to just being a God of or being a God that is a creator. You know, it's essentially just helping you understand, you know, things that don't have bodies and things that do. You know, God does not have a body, thus creating angels, humans, clouds, oceans, mountains, you know, bodies. Because God doesn't have a body, you know. But the goddess does have the body. She is the body. That's why it is. Can you speak? No, if you're sleeping, you're dreaming. The U maybe represents the negative swipe of the sin wave. S may be seen as a vertical sine wave. Us then may be viewed as the coming up to the U into an S on its way to becoming the I. That was a little complicated, Matt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm smart and I'm confused. You know, but the S signifies one's spine, and the U signifies the magnetic self, which is a southern self. You know, electric is a northern polarity or above you. So remember, the moon is a subsystem below you. The sun is the system above you. Sin is another name for the moon. You know, so an S wave is kind of like the moon controlling one's spine, but one's spine controls one's movement, you know, from both heavens, from both chambers, above and below, you know. So if they can get you on a straight path, and you will kind of build a bridge between, you know, above you and below you. But some of you, you know, curve, your wants and desires. So it kind of puts you in high and low spirits. Yeah. What about fixed? You ask yourself, what happens when things become fixed? So you have jewels. And don't jewels become fixed in a position? You know, you put jewels on necklaces, you put jewels in devices, you know, crystals. You put crystals or jewels in fixed objects, you know, glasses, cell phones, jewelry, you know. So the jewels are kind of like fixed. Cardinal means ascension, above. So, you know, I don't think you guys understand, you know, the roots is actually above you. Just keep going. Gene mutilated to the phoenix. It's in the movies. Yeah. Phoenix is a code for photon. E, Nix, meaning night. So the photon energy associated with the night is what Phoenix represents. You know. So 1987, we entered the photon belt. It was in the photon belt, or the nanosecond, from 1987 to 2012. This is when we left the age of Pisces and entered the age of Aquarius. People often want to challenge that, but it's really not challengeable. It's very simple. 6,300 years ago, there was a being known as Yakub who created something called tricknology. Tricknology, in the most simplistic form, would be a way of tricking people to believe things are different. Old is different than the young. Males are different than the females. The broke is different than the rich. You know, a way of tricking society into realizing they're different. And the story goes that Yakub was to reign in the age of tricknology for 6,000 years. So for 3 cycles. So Yakub comes from the cycle of Taurus. This is why they praise a bull. This is why they do. I'm so getting over. I'm over already. I already did it. I'm already over. Get over it. So but you have to understand, during the age of Taurus, they created something. You know, out of that womb, out of that uterus, you know, out of the bullhorn, you know. But 6,000 years ago would have been the age of Taurus, you know. So they created, you know, money, essentially, you know, and a way of controlling individuals through money. You know, don't think of it like paper money, but, you know, just money, currency. You know, then that lasted for about 2,000 years. Then they created, or kind of let the caveman out of the cave during the age of Aries. You know? And this is when you start getting the intermingling of different races, if that's what you want to call it. In 2,000 years, you get the age of Pisces, where you get this deity named Christ. He comes forward and tries to tell everybody, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're being tricked. You're praising about 15 billion deities. You're praising about 15 million people when they're all just one person. They're all the same. It's all Mr. Nobody. You know, it's what Christ did. He came, he was like, look, y'all all praising, it's just one thing. You know, if you just realize it's all just one thing, you would be so much better at this. Instead of you separating your energy to 15 things. You know, just keep it to one thing, you know? So, it's kind of what that happened. You know, and then that kind of ended in 2012. You know, where you kind of came to the realization, you know, that everything is connected. You know, and then after that, you know, once you realize everything is connected, you kind of can't be tricked no more. How the fuck you go to trick? How can you be tricked when you understand the trick? How can you be tricked when you got the treat? You know, you realize it's all connected. You know, so what ended up happening was 2012, we entered the age of Aquarius, which is really just the age of truth. And it's where we can't be tricked. You know, I know, you know, the old is old, you know, and the young is young, but it's like, you know, the young kind of knows the same shit the old do. And they didn't go through the same lifetime. What the fuck? What's happening right now? You know, the young kind of remembers being old, you know, can't be tricked no more, you know. So this is kind of where we at with that. You know, we're in a time frame or a timeline now where, you know, everything is separate but still connected. You know, but I need you to understand that the V is the 5th letter in the Roman alphabet. You know, so when you see this V worship, once again, you know, it's signifying them ushering in the age of Aquarius. And the best way for you to understand what the age of Aquarius is, it's this. You guys for 6,000 years have been pressurized, carbonized into something you're called a diamond. And that diamond is supposed to shine, but it can't because it's dirty, because it has mud, soot, shit, vile. It has all kind of shit all around this motherfucking crystal. It's like, is that even a crystal? Well, you need something to cleanse the dirt, the smuck off of this crystal. So it takes spirit. You know, people don't really understand water is symbolic for spirit. So dumping in spirits is kind of like allowing higher dimensional spirits to cleanse the dirt of you, the shit of you, you know. But remember, the sacral chakra, you know, where Saturn dwells, is in one's stomach, where the shit is. It's the shit, you know. So you kind of need someone to come clear your shit, you know. And that's what's happening. So you're kind of getting water poured over your diamond. So it's removing all the dirt, all the smuck, all the bullshit. Bull, get it? Bull, Taurus, bull. You gotta get rid of the bullshit. That bullshit ain't needed no more. So you kind of gotta get rid of that bull's shit. The Taurus shit, where it is touring you. It's a deep thing, man. These words are so evident in your face, you just gotta listen. The word is Taurus. To tour the is. And the is the body, you know. So, you know, that's kind of what's happening to us now. You know, it is the photons or the spirits of light, you know, that is, I don't even, y'all still typing, so that's what made fucking me up. Can you go? Oh, I guess you need to go. Yeah, Phoenix. Okay, yeah, it is the light beings that's becoming energized in the night or in the darkness of self, you know. Who love orange soda? Boom! There you go. And remember, Saturn's color is orange. Y'all getting it, you know. And remember, soda represents combustion, not carbonized, combustion. What the fuck they say soda is? You get what I'm saying, though. So, you know, combustion, like I said, also has to do with gas. It's a deep thing, you know. And some of, I told you, the Grinch is really a grass being or grass deity, you know. So, you know, don't get smoked. It's a deep thing, man. GMO? Did someone ask what is GMO? Wow, okay. So GMO stands for genetically modified organism. So they have been genetically, meaning they've been going through the genes of things and manipulating them, mutating them. So been going through the genes and mutating organisms. So I need you to understand, we are eating genetically modified organisms, thus genetically modifying you. Organism, you are an organized cell. This is what happens when all your cells come together. They create something called organs. You are an organ, you know. So, you know, they're genetically modifying you. And then, it's a lot, you know. Spot on, that impersonation, bro. Almost like you channeled it. Maybe. Damn. You know, desire is a part of sensation which creates perception. He tuned him into he-man. Yeah, helium, Jew, Yahweh connects to the Jews. Y'all know that though. Sounds familiar, sound frequency, yup. General, Light Brother Army. Tell me about my goddess energy. Book a regression session. I'll tell you everything you need to know. Everything. And you don't have to have me guess. I'm gonna let you say it out your own mouth. I don't have to tell you about you. I can have you tell you about you. It is that it is. Yeah, you say that, you know, it is what it is. You know, and you in saying that same it is what it is no different than saying I am that I am. It's the same thing. Words are magic spells. Magic or magi, okay, has to do with the ma, okay? The ma. Alright, and the ma is two V's. And if you understand two V's is the symbol for the Masons. You know, they got one V pointing down and another V pointing up. You know, that's why they call themselves the Ma sons. You know, and Ma kind of signifies that which they honor and praise, which is Mercury. But that's a whole nother thing. You know, they really praise Akasha or Mercury. You know, and Akasha, you know, is Akasha is kind of like okay, so they praise Venus, you know, for the females, and the men praise Mercury, you know. So the females are called Eastern stars, you know, and the Eastern star is Venus. Love you. Thanks for answering my question. Oh, no doubt. You are describing my life. Word. Yes, see what you mean. No Limits. Yeah, remember No Limits was a record label from the South. Much love to you, beautiful soul. Coffee, yes, my favorite. You, Cheeky Ketone, 73192. Indeed, my numbers of completion. Ha ha ha. OMG, my favorite coffee. Ketone. French vanilla, 2 sugars. My double cream, 2 sugars. Oh, wow. You always got time for Tim Hortons. Yay. Speak. Yes, I think the same way. Yes, a doctor told me my aunt coffee creamer was poison. The doctor is poison. What does he fix? You should ask a doctor, what does he actually do? I don't want him to have other things do it for him. I want to know what he does. What is he doing? What is the doctor doing? Not what is the doctor pressing? Not what is the doctor interpreting? No, what is he fucking doing? What does doctors do? I'm so confused. You know, you get some surgeons, but you know, they're not even really healing you. You know, Sor Guion, you know, or Suar, you know, and Sue is when you make claim to something. Okay, so when you're going through surgery, they're kind of like making claim to the body. It's not your body no more. You don't know how to heal yourself. So they like make a claim to it. You still stupid ass. You coming to me to heal you. You have the capabilities of healing you your motherfucking self. So I guess I get to take over your body or get to have rights of passage over your body because you don't really know how to use your body yourself. There's so much more same-sex relationships being shown as well. Automaton. Woo. Yeah. Machines only do what we tell them. If this is, then that. Then here, all ears. Man, so many comments. Y'all really talk this time. Infinite consciousness has no gender. Yes, and this is what you have to realize. In order for us to tap into infinite consciousness, you have to understand the secret of the infinity, which is the X that sits between the 2 circles. So you get 2 circles coming together, and then you get an X. Do you see the X? I'm showing you the X right now. Do you see the X? These is 2 V's coming together. Yeah, you know, they want you to go like this, but you don't really see how things move in cycles. So, you know, go like this, then you get the X, you know, and X represents like no name, like no affiliation, like nothing. I don't want to associate with the left side or right side. I'm motherfucking X. Fuck you mean? You know, so you know, and once you start tapping into infinite consciousness, you start tapping into one's X, you know. But like I said, the cross is to put you into your state of consciousness. A cross standing up like this signifies north, south, east, west. You put an X on its side, it's showing you an X in motion. It's actually showing you your will or willing one's own cross, you know. But Nibiru is also connected to one's crossing, or planet X, or whatever the fuck y'all want to call this shit, you know. Hella names. The best part of your of you dribble down your mom's heiress. We supposed to sleep after every 5 hours to download new information. Well, it's not really sleep, it's meditate. You know, sleep got y'all fucked up. You know, sleep wasn't originally sleep. Sleep was meditation. You know, and every 5 hours you're supposed to meditate the 6th hour. See, this is the science of the body. They got y'all fucked up. But, you know, every 5 hours, you're supposed to take a moment to meditate, to settle, to absorb, to download, if that's the word you want, you know. And then in the 7th, you react. You refresh. They call it rest. That's not what the fuck it's talking about. It's refresh. your refreshing self. This is why every 7 years the body generates, it heals, it refreshes. It's a refresh rate. We as humans manifest everything in this plane of existence because we are the all that is manifesting this plane of existence. Love it. No doubt. Plane. When you learn the meaning of 369, you learn the meaning of the universe, sound, vibrational frequency. Yeah, 3 and 6 are incomplete at 9. I mean, incomplete at 8. You know, and 8 is an Orion number or an Orion construct. So it's essentially trying to show you your disconnect from your 8th dimensional self. 3 is almost an 8. 6 is almost an 8. 9 is actually the continuation of an 8. But it's dependent on which polarity you go with the 9. Because an 8 is like this, and then you can put a line in the middle. Okay, you can kind of get a 9, but then you can also put a thing on this side. But then it doesn't become a 9 no more. It becomes 10. So this is the secret. You get trapped back in your 9, and then you got to do this shit all over again. Or you can actually transition past your 9 and tap into a whole new binary system. Hey, Quentin Q. Reeves. Have to view from the laptop, beloved. No worries. Whew, it's deep, very deep. 5G is hiding what? You. That is what 5G is hiding. It is hiding you. 5G has to do with the dark self. You know, the dark self. And this is also what you guys have to understand. The United States is going to go dark. It's inevitable. The United States represents the dark us. So just like you've seen Jordan Peele's new movie, Us, and it represents, and they're black as fuck, just so you know, the dark, you know, you have the dark us battling the dark us, you know. So that's essentially what's about to happen, you know. But it's all, you know, in time. Literally in time, which is Saturn, but I'm gonna keep it going. Contracts are everywhere: spiritual, mental, physical, financial. And the financial body, which is a very real body. So they hijack the 4 bodies. And I kind of broke it down. Your 4 bodies also associate with creatures. You know, so your emotional body is mammalian. Your mental body is reptilian. So it doesn't, and you got hijacked. So, you know, you don't really get to access your memories because you're always in fight, flight, fornicate, or freeze mode. You're fighting self. You're always running from self. You're always fucking with self. And you're always freezing self. Now, let's do it the other way. You're always fighting with others. You're always running away from others. You're always fucking others. And you're always freezing when shit gets real from others. So this is the mental state, the mental body. Okay? You have okay, so mental, the physical, you know, that's the 5th body. I mean, that's what we're entering. So I kind of need you to know the physical body houses 4 bodies. So you have the mental body, reptile, the emotional body, mammalian, the spiritual body, amphibian. Sperm is the spirit. Fish, sperm. Water, spirit. Okay, so your spiritual body is amphibian, and your etheric body. Now, how do they keep your etheric body contained? Through documents, aka money, aka contracts, aka social security card, aka driver's license, aka your motherfucking job. Dude, list goes on. So they control your etheric body. Now, your etheric body actually has to do with instinct, okay? This is your instinctive body. You instinctively wake up and have shit to do, but you don't get to do those instinctive things because you got to go to work. You got to worry about a bill. You got all the other things happening to you in life that's preventing or restricting one's own instincts. So you don't really get to be one's own insect. Therefore, you know, you become a fly. And that fly is what attracted to shit. and you praise that Lord of the Flies. Dude, it's so deep. It's so fucking deep. It's levels to this, though. You know, you have the indigenous people of America said that during their deluge, ant people came and saved them. But this has nothing to do with ant people. This has to do with constructs. This has to do with lifestyles. Once again, trying to tell y'all, it's the way of life, not the motherfucking creature. Okay? So, how are you living like a reptile? If you constantly fight, flight, fornicate, and freeze, you're living as a fucking reptile. You are a motherfucking dragon. You're a motherfucking snake. You're a snake. Slither. Slime. That's what you are. You're a snake. Because all you're worrying about is fighting, flighting, fornicating, and freezing. Snake. Slithering around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This is why they will call you a snake. Oh, he's a snake. But he's not a physical fucking snake. But you will call him a snake. Okay, same for the ants. So when the indigenous people said that an ant race saved them, they're talking about a group of people that inhabited the belief system, the attributes, the mannerisms of the ant. Means they are colonial. They form in a colony. Means that they're subsystem. They live below. Means that they work for one singular energy. This is what they're trying. You are a motherfucking ant race. What do you mean? You live below. It's in a house. Yeah, all work all together for one singular system called the government. You are the fucking ant people. Fuck do you mean? You're Ant-Man. Ant-Man? Fuck do you mean? You know? So, when they said they had the wolf tribe, this has nothing to do with no motherfucking wolves. Well, yeah, it do. But it's them showing you that they stay in a pack. That they honor the moon. That they come out at night. This is what they're trying to show you. Their mannerisms. How these group of people acted. That's it. That's what they're trying to tell you. Now, on a deeper level, I've had regressions with people where they said that they have seen animals morph into humans. Now, this is some deep science. If I really want to tell y'all the system about this is kind of deep, and I don't even think y'all really ready for this, but I'll tell y'all, fuck it. Why not? I had a regression where, someone said they saw this owl, and this owl was just looking at them with these piercing eyes. She said, then the owl became like a man. And I was like, okay, I want you to slow down. Give me the exact steps on what happened. She was like, I saw an owl, and she was like, then I just saw this man take a mask off. I said, now you're getting into the secret African mask. What Jim Carrey's movie was about, The Mask. How you could put a mask on and become something different. We not do that on Halloween. Jason, does he not put a mask on and become something different? But stay with me, okay? So, she was explaining, she said that when he took the mask off, she said the mask still kind of looked like an owl. She says it was like made out of wood, but they made the mask look just like an owl. I said, okay, now I can help you understand something. I said, when you encompass something, when you put something in your energy field, your electromagnetic field, you kind of like become it. Like you kind of become that which you engulf. Okay? Like, for example, if I'm sleeping with this girl right now, she's going to kind of take on my attributes. She's going to kind of like become a part of me, like do things I do, and then vice versa. I'm going to be doing things she does. But this is my point. This is why owls are acting like humans and humans are acting like owls. Stay with me. Who are you? So I explained to her that in the indigenous culture, we used to have a practice where we would wear different skins or masks. And when we would put on this costume, we would literally become this animal. But it's because we believed, we understood that as soon as we engulf a frequency or put something on that resonates with us, we become that. Cell phone people, you put this cell phone on your costume, your clothes, you become that which is around you. So we're all becoming robots right now. But before we all became robots, we were animals, you know? And this was the deeper thing. Not animals, we would morph or transform or anamorph. That was the word they would use. You know, we would be able to anamorph, you know? But anamorph is anime, so we would be able to animate our morph, you know? Bring life to our morph. We don't animate anymore. Our animation is done through Warner Brothers, through Looney Tunes, through South Park, through computers. That is our animation now. But before we had that, we were the animation. Man, I want to get the fuck off this shit. Y'all, just a lot, man. God damn. Alpha and Omega. Yeah, AO or OA, which is a show on Netflix. So you want to now know the deeper meaning of the OA movie or show on Netflix. It has everything to do with the Alpha and Omega. I'm great at confusing others with my mind rendered imagery. S equals snake Kundalini. There's a lot of codes to that S thing. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. Put two S's together, you get the Nazi logo. But one got to go this way, the other S got to go that way. But you put one S this way, another S that way, you get the Nazi logo. Ruby is commonly used as a bearing in watches as well as other gems. They have a low friction, rebirth, the phoenix, the home of the home. I am a Taurus. Hello, my beautiful, colorful babies. Bull, yes, Isis, also Taurus. Ba, bull. Well, then you get Baal. That's, you get that, And bi means two, bipedal. Two. And this is bi, so I signifies ejaculation. It's the little into the dot. But then you get a B, which is really an 8, so BI is code for like 8 and 1 or 81. So, when you become bi, you become complete. 8 plus 1 equals 9. The Capricorn is the scapegoat. It's called the Yule goat. The Yule goat or Krampus is what you'll call the scapegoat. But once again, I said in the beginning of this video, they place the consciousness inside of a goat. That's the truth from Capricorn. Speak Q, yes, truth, king. I'm speechless. You got it down pat. Jewels on top of jewels, Quentin. Now he thinks he is Spock. Dude, are y'all really that fucking lost? Like, Mark, you really that fucking lost, dude? Of course, because you got two V's in your fucking names. I ain't even gonna worry about that, but I'm showing you the V logo, and this is what they were showing you on Star Trek, the number 5. So you should really understand, but it's okay. You're gonna be stuck in that 4G shit. I'm not. You're gonna be a robot that works for me. You want me to tell you your future, Mark? I don't even know if you're still up here, but I'm gonna tell you your future. Your future is you're gonna be a robotoid. You're gonna be the robot that cooks my dinner, that does my laundry. Because you're not going to know how to be a god of yourself. You're not going to know how to do anything. Therefore, you're going to need something else to do it for you. So, I'm going to give you commands. I'm going to be like, hey, robot. Hey, Siri. And you're going to go do that shit. That's your future, Mark. Just facts. You up here trolling information that your ass needs to absorb. And at the end of the day, you sat here and listened and came to my channel. But anyway, Heru set science. Radium, yes, true, speak, yes, take a bath, LOL, get it, Q, clear, authentic self, yes, don't forget to use soap. Y'all laughing, that shit was funny, huh? I'm serious, look, I said what I had to say and kept it moving, because this is a very real thing. You gotta understand that people gonna be stuck in 4G or the 4th grid, and that's death, and death is basically them not being able to do anything that's living. So if you're stuck in a robot, and I'm telling you to go make my motherfucking sausage and eggs, you don't get to go do what the fuck you want to do, Mark. You're stuck. You gotta go make my fucking sausage and eggs. That's the reality. This is where the fuck you're entering. Because you're trolling, and trolls stay under the bridge. They don't get to travel. They live under the bridge. In a darkness. Depressed as fuck. Hairy, get scraps. Man, that's the life you really want? That's the shit you setting up for yourself right now, bro? That sucks. Love you. Bring this all received and overstand. Yes. Combustion, right. Yes. Q. Carbonated. You can teach all day long and I love it. Appreciate it. I fuck with it. Splicing. Yeah, that has to do with genetics or genes from other organisms. That's already happening, But remember, you can't be the all if you're not the all, So that's a whole nother concept. Oh my God. Did you ever finish high school? Let's keep going. Frequency coming from your car. How much is a regression session? It starts at like $40 for 30 minutes, and then it goes up $10 from there. You're so right, and I hope you remember me and who I am since last time we've spoken. I think so. I speak to a lot of people, so no offense. I will, like, if we have another encounter, So Mark left. Mark whack. I would have fucking wanted to really talk to him. I'm up here going through I'm skipping all y'all comments to find Mark. I'm like, where you at, Mark? Don't run away. I can see my, you know what I'm saying? He was talking when I couldn't acknowledge him. Kind of shit. I would rather like him talk now. Meditation is key. Refresh, yes. Love, 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 love. This is pure rhetoric. 8, love it. It roots back to one of the Q's old lives. Yes, it do. Hey, hi, Monica. Meditating is the process of emptying your mind of thought for real. Eternal love. What up? Hey, hun. Oops, I was lying to myself. Replying, not lying. Whiff to text. Here's me funny. Trees, paper, certificates, documents. Voice, not with. Lifestyle, love it. Man, y'all came with me this whole fucking ride. It was like an hour and a half video. I already know it is. Woo, you going in, love. I'm just trying to finish. Fuck you mean, Ant-Man. Ready. Speak Atlantean. Right. Yes. Talk about it. Related to the night is the moon, which owls are also connected to. Danger, the energy that I embody, loving, shared a few times. Thank you, appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. What happens in the Sagittarius age? What is a Sag? You know, it's an infusion between like a man and a horse. So this is when the past and the future merge as one. Because remember, a horse or an animal would be your old self, and a human would be your new self. So what happens when you merge a horse and an animal together? It's like the past meets the future, you know? It's kind of like what we're going through. OMG, tell him Q, yes, you told him. An automaton is a self-operating machine like Mark. Yeah, he's on automatic mode. Like, the thing is, like, he has something that controls him. So he has no choice but to do what controls him. Can't have his own original thought. How? Like, he says the same shit all the other trolls say. Like, at least be creative. At least be unique. Fuck you be talking about? When you coming back to Atlanta? I'm in Atlanta. Thanks. Thank you for your time and sharing your knowledge. We only come here to watch you read comments, LOL. There's an hour-long video itself. Much love. Yeah, just going through the comments. All right, well, I guess Mark ran away. You know, he is that which his name is, a mark. He's a target, you know. And when things are targets, they often have to target others so they don't become targets themselves. So, you know, I'm not really worried about targets because targets are kind of that which, you know, is the term target. They're always being watched, you know. So, I'm not really being watched in a frequency of, damage. You know, targets get hurt. You know, targets get shot at. Targets get fucking abused. Do I look like I'm fucking getting abused? The fuck you mean? You know, never. You know, so, unfortunately, you know, Mark probably was bullied in high school. You know, this is why he's talking about high school. You know, and most likely Mark is, like I said, you know, a mark or just a marker to self. You know, let's look at us. You got 34 people watching right now. His marker in life right now tells you where his mind state is. Do you think he's going to survive a shift? If everything shifted right now, do you think he's going to, from where? How does his attitude allow him to be a part of a shift? Because his shift is to shift people into negativity. You know, so as he shifts people into negativity, how does he obtain anything positive from that? Maybe that's his goal, you know, to drain from people. I ain't really the one though, you know, but it was a good try, I guess. So I'm home, you know. It was a beautiful video. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, listening. I have a YouTube channel, you know, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the same exact name as my Facebook name, Quentin Q Reeves. I drop 2 videos every single day up there. You know, there's tons and tons of videos. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Much love, you know. Till next time.